In a slowly decaying city, social class is determined by the amount of time you spend in a virtual world called the interface. Hi, my name is Emmanuel, and welcome to Tales from the Interface Live, a weekly show during which I share a bit of my comic making process. If you have any question or would like to talk about anything specifically, please don't hesitate to use the chat or the comments, and I'd be glad to answer any questions while I'm live. Otherwise, I'll answer them after the show when I see them. Likes and shares and follows are really appreciated. They help to spread the the good word as it is. So yeah, if you can do any of those, it will help me a lot because I'm doing all the publicity on this. I don't have any editor or anything to help me with my marketing, so your help is greatly appreciated. So today I'm working on page 9 of the next chapter of Tales from the Interface. And I am slowly going towards my end because now I'm working on flats. So flats is almost the last step of my process. This is a step where I put in, I start putting in colors, but no shadow, and no highlight, no gradient, nothing like that. It's really just the flat colors. And I do a first pass of this, and then I see if it works, and then I adjust as necessary. Because until that point, it's very easy to select these colors, switch them around much more than it is once you start adding shadows, because it's more details, harder to select, it takes more time. So through the whole process, the idea is to build up to the final thing, and build building blocks, solid building blocks. So that step is really important in order to do it properly. It's not a good idea to do an entire page from sketch to finish. You're just committing too much into one at one time. You much rather like doing the sketch for everything and then slowly building up and balancing everything. It also helps to notice things you might have forgotten, like little details, like for example, my character has a missing eye, but he just got that. He didn't have it before, so I'm kind of used to drawing him with both eyes. I'll start sharing my screen now. Yeah. So let me see. I can show you my character. So this is H.O.T, and as you see, he has one missing eye, but that's new. So I was kind of used to drawing it with both eyes, and so I forgot a lot of those instances, and I had to go back and redraw all of them. And but if I had finished everything, I just would have wasted a lot of time. So that's why I'm suggesting that build up. Don't redo as try to avoid redoing as much as possible. So yeah, so as you can see, flatting, you want to keep your tones kind of neutral, not too saturated, not too dark, kind of in the middle, kind of off a bit. I think that's what works best. And I also like to work in layers. So you see my two characters, I kept the ink separate and the color also separate. And then see, I made a mistake here. So I like to keep them separate like that, so that I can maybe put a layer between, put some effect to separate the foreground from the background, like a transparency, a color gradient, something like that. It helps to focus the image more. So yeah, let me just get started. So I was about to draw the teeth. So Clip Paint Studio, as I've mentioned 100 times, is really good at the flatting part. it really makes the process a whole lot straight, a lot more straightforward. So what it does is that you do have a paint bucket in Photoshop, but it's not quite as good. As you can see, if I lower the opacity of the layer on top, it fills in under it. And if you've done paint bucket in Photoshop before, you'll know that Photoshop doesn't quite do that. It just stops at the limit and does a very poor job of it. So you end up with a very fine white line around it. So that's one thing that Paint Studio does a lot better. I wish the option was in Photoshop. Although they do update often, maybe it's not there now and I never noticed. So I've been using Photoshop for like quite a while now. So I started when I was 14. So yeah, so oh my god, 26 years. I'm not getting any younger. Yeah, I've been working with Photoshop since I'm 14. Like it was Photoshop 3, I think, at the time, or maybe even 2. So I've grown to love that software, but it's become so bloated with features that very tailored to very specific needs. It's kind of a do-it-all software now. And I have to say that Clip Paint also, in some ways, they do a lot more than they really need to. I much rather I'd rather they focus on very useful features than try to put new features. So how to make these features better, how to improve the UI of it. That's would be my preference. As I said before, also I don't like updates that much. I like to make something better by improving the look, improving the usability, but just padding features on top and on top and on top doesn't really help that much. Same thing with Windows. I mean, I really don't need Windows to do much. Just don't crash. Don't waste resources. I don't want your cloud. I don't want your crap. Please leave me alone. Just do your job and keep in the background. Yeah. So what's new? There is a new page this week online, and it's a one and I thought it was pretty fun to do, and I was pretty happy with it. So I suggest you go check it out. So the comic gets updated every 2 weeks, so you can. So every 2 weeks you can go. I do share the updates on my Facebook page. So you can do that. You can also subscribe to my newsletter where I just send a recap of the whole month. And then you can have links to all the pages this month. I am starting to see the light for this book. See, already on page 9 of 24. Once the flattening is done, I began to find kind of a way to make flattening, to make coloring a bit more streamlined. That it's kind of working for me. So I'm thinking it might go well. Although I won't be able to do any of it for January. I need to focus on some family matters. So it might slow down a bit. It will slow down a bit, but I think I will still be within my expectant, within what I expect as a release date, which is spring. I'm really trying hard for that because the Montreal Comic Book Festival is happening at that date, and I would love to bring a new book. It did not happen last summer. It was canceled because of the stupid COVID thing. So I'm really looking forward to joining that event once more. I am registered. The details of it is on my Facebook page. I created an event for it, so you can register to that if you don't want to miss out. So it's at the end of May, like the last days of May, and yeah, it's a very cool event. I love doing it. So I've been doing it for I think it would be my 4th year that I've done it, and it's a lot of fun. I really suggest you check it out. Usually they do it in the La Fontaine Park, but this year it's been they decided to move it to Montréal Street, and I don't know how that's gonna look. We'll have to see, I guess, but I'm curious to see how it's gonna be. So they're gonna have like little kiosks for us on the side of the street, I think, and then I know that a lot more people pass by, obviously, so that might be interesting. We might see a lot more business because of that. So I am curious to see about it. Although people will probably still be skittish, but we'll see. So that brings up the fact that there won't be any live in January. If I just get the calendar, there is gonna be a live next week, and then not the week after. So next week is the last live of the year. Yeah, and then I'll take a break until February. I enjoy doing that, so I intend to continue for a while, and I love to hear from you guys whenever you do. So yeah, and I found that it's a good way to kind of chronicle my process, how I work, and I thought it might be interesting eventually to some people. I do share these. If you look at my current website, I've done it for the previous chapter as well, so you can kind of see how the page was built when you go read the comic. So that's something interesting you might want to check out. It's a bit too purple, isn't it? And I hate to do skin tones. I never can seem to be in the right, exactly what I had in mind. I do want some variety. I don't want everybody to have the same white skin tone. That's very boring. So variety is nice. Diversity is nice. Makes it more interesting. And I'm just gonna have a quick check, see if everything is running smoothly. I can remove my headphones if it is. Yeah, the sound is pretty good. Just want to make sure because sometimes the sound is bad and then I end up talking for an hour and then people can understand and I didn't notice. So, no, it's good. I'm gonna remove those headphones because they are hot. Yeah. All right. All right. Let me just do this. Yeah, I decided to start a bit early today, but I'm still gonna finish at the same time if you're wondering. And while I'm here, just share the page this week. So it's about those dearly departed cookies that I really thought was a funny one. Of course, it's a take on Soylent Green, but it's also a take on Judge Dredd. And because the specialty about them is not that they're made out of people; it's meant that they actually have sugar inside, which was a forbidden substance in Judge Dredd. And then I mentioned, oh, not this week, yeah. This, if I go back previous week, I can show you how I mean. So you see there's a link here, and then you can see how this page was built. So I suggest you go check it out if you're interested. All right. Okay, continue. All right. Some orange pens. If your paint bucket doesn't fill well enough, you can try to play with that feature here, close gap. That's meant to, when there's little holes in your ink, it kind of fills them up. So you see how it stopped because it thinks that I didn't close it. So it's kind of a smart way to block these kind of things. And just give me 1 minute. Sorry about that. See, I still have the close gap feature, but I can close it completely. And if my line is well closed as it is now, it won't cause any problem. All right. Just again trying to find a skin tone for this dude here. It's always too pink. There's actually a project pretty interesting where they show all kinds of people's skin and match them to Pantone colors. It's pretty interesting to look at the variety of skin tone that there is. Nobody has exactly the same. So again, I'm turning on the close gap again, and you're gonna see it's gonna keep within that zone, even if there's a hole in the line. So that's a very cool feature, but it doesn't exactly work as I intend every time. So, all right, third dude. Get a bit redder. Not too much. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. He's gonna have different lists. Let's give him some red ones. We'll call him Cyclops. What color is his drink? Like this. Oh, he's fancy, isn't he? Let's give him a pink drink. With a pink umbrella. Yeah, so that's the characters. And then what I can do is simply remove those like this and turn on my background layer, which is currently in transparency. I put in transparency just to give me a better feel of where the lines are and end. But in the final, I'll probably color the line so it looks a bit further. But for now, I'm just gonna color it. So it's good to work by block. So let's say I have a nice big block here that I can fill easily. And then you can work in layers again. That can save you time. So what I'd like to do is block out big sections. The biggest is my background, is the floor, which occupies almost the biggest space on the floor. And And you know, I should have finished the wall here. I'm gonna do that because it just makes it easier when you are using the paint bucket. So, it doesn't need to be great because it's behind the characters, but still. Maybe I can reuse this in a further chapter or something. Okay, just like that, and then it just makes it easier to fill after. So that being done, I can select the wall color I want. Make sure I'm on the right layer. And already, you know, if I just put back my characters, yeah, it's nice. So what I've done, I've kind of made the floor into different shades of gray, so that's what I want to repeat on the floor here. I didn't draw the entire tile, so I think I'm gonna keep the characters on for this part. So probably want to keep a separate layer. Probably don't need to, but might as well. So I just want to maybe select the gray, make it a bit darker, and paint some tiles in that color. Just to add some more richness to it. I mean, those little details, they help to make it more interesting. So some a little bit of darker, a little bit of lighter. You know, so that it's not perfect. You can even throw in a little bit of color. So there's a couple of tiles maybe that are different. There you go. Just makes it more fun. Maybe not this one. This maybe, yeah. Okay, so that's good. Now on this layer, just finish painting the frame. It's hard. I don't want. When you see it spinning like that, it means that it's trying to fill the whole under layer. Come on. And then better to check if it did, and it did. See all the whole ink is drawn, so you don't want that. Otherwise, your ink is gonna look really weird. So just undo and put my layer. If I'm really careful, yes. There you go. Okay. And now for the painting. Add some parts like this. Then I can change afterwards, but for now I just want to fill in Last thing is that it's an under layer, right? So won't affect my characters because they're in different layers. So I don't have to care too much. I can just do it fast. There you go. And just like that. Maybe a darker color here. You can look at the painting. Maybe that hand I can make it lighter, just make it a bit more interesting. Yeah, looks good. Okay. That's one done. I think I'm gonna do this part first because it's all on the top of the panel on the left. So I want to do that guy that's coming out first. In order to do that, I need to do this well. I want to hide the background. I want to hide. Yes, I want to hide this one, and I want to add this one. So I can just paint the face of this guy first. So paint bucket, new layer under the guy. Just find his skin tone. Just quickly put the main colors and then I can fix afterwards. So of course if I paint bucket here, it's not gonna work, right? Okay, I need the color. And then this one, the yellow, and the pants. The pants I can because it's gonna bleed out. Oh, maybe here. No. Okay. Then I'm gonna turn on this layer. Not the ear. So just let me fill as much as I can to avoid confusion. So when I turn on my frame, yeah, okay. That's an annoying thing I've never quite figured out. I need to look more into it how to avoid those little... I think you can play with the filling here, but then it goes too far if you do. So I kind of end up doing it manually. Okay. Bit of red. I kind of noticed that my ink here is not 100%. I realized later when I was inking about that. So like when you see opacity, I don't know why I must have tripped a key that made it 90%, so it's almost black. So if you ever run into that problem, what you can do is you can duplicate the layer, and then it will make it darker and solve your problem. Now it's not as good because you can see that kind of makes it the shape harder. I don't know if you can see. So the line isn't as good as it was. So try to avoid it, but it's better than having a transparent line. So that's what I do. And you know, at this size I'm printing anyway, there's no way that anybody can see anything. Probably opacity is fine too. I'm just nitpicking. Yeah, okay. So just continue this here. Pants. Okay, so now that's an interesting problem. See, the hand of the character on the back is kind of in front of the pen, so okay, so I kind of need to color the pants within this frame. So I have the guy here. So it's a little weird. It's going to be hard to take track of. And as you look at what, see, I knew it. I knew I would do something like that. Okay, so the shirt is on top. It has to be on top. So again, and then you see that the fill-in is on top of the black layer here. The best way I found to resolve this would be simply just select delete. And yeah, it's probably better to leave 1 pixel. Okay, sorry about that. I had somebody sneak in. All right, where was I? And merci Benoit pour le like. Again, Benoit has been super supportive. And you know what? Actually, I knew I had it, and I saw it. Aha! And if I ever see you in person, Benoît, si jamais je te vois en personne, tu me signeras ton livre. It's a very cool book. I haven't read it in a while, but it's a very beautiful book if you see what he does. Kamikaze is an editor that published some very nice book. You know, some small series. But if you can't find it, it's really nice. I need to read that again. It's been a while. I was sorting through my books and I found it the other day. And ah, cool. I need to read that again. So I'm very happy to see somebody like him appreciate what I do. Okay, so the W on the shirt is should have filled it after before I had to remove. Okay, so that's that. And now if I turn on the other, it's perfect. And then I can go in this one and start coloring as well. So the bottom had a new, I have a white one already, so okay, I can start with that. For those impact scenes, I kind of like to use a red, and most likely I will put like an effect on the background, like actually I guess I can show you that right now actually. So to make a line effect like I've done on other panels, I haven't done it too often, so I might stumble a little bit, but basically what you do is that I'm already set up correctly. Great. Okay, so you go to your rulers, and then a special ruler and a radial line, and then you kind of want to find the point of impact where you want your lines to come out from. So let's say from that burst here, and then you kind of need to create your own layer for that, and then it's pretty cool. So you can just do like this. I like to make there's actually like a wizard to do them, but I find that it sucks. So I'd rather just build them myself. I think they look a lot better. You can And I don't know for this scene if I actually want those lines, but I'm just trying it out. And at the same time, I can show you how it works. So. It kind of directs towards that burst. So in that sense, it's kind of, it works. But we'll see. I might decide I remove them after. I don't know. That's the beauty of working in layers. You don't have to make a final decision. You can just try stuff. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I think it does help to make the scene more impactful. So I like it. All right, so there's that burst there. And to make that burst correctly, I need to remove this and probably the guy too. I just want to fill in that burst. So make sure I select it, create my color layer, and choose a color that makes sense, which would be kind of has to be yellow. And there you go. Book. Path. Could be white, I guess. Okay, so to ink that the rest of that panel, you do want to remove those lines because they're gonna, you know, come in and they're gonna bother your selection. So I just remove them for now. I can put them back on later. So I have my three dudes, and this dude is made out of a folder because I had trouble making that fist correctly. I'm just gonna create a new layer underneath so I can paint him. I kind of like the red nose. Should I? Maybe not red, but maybe I can make it like that. How does that work? Not too much? Probably, yeah. Again, what I'm working on now is called flats. So what I do. So in flats, you don't put any shadows. You know, this is really no details, just a flat color. And it does look nice. I mean, some comics, they stop there and it's fine. Ran out of coffee. That's hard. So I don't know about the splash on his pants, if I should make it like black maybe. But keeping it red, it's kind of stands out a lot more. I kind of like that. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. And I probably, so as I was saying, talking about layers, see where this guy is his own, and then this guy is his own. So I probably want to put some effect, you know, so that scene really pops out. So that's why I'm going to make another layer. Okay, this is the color of the, all right, so just here. And this will color the two dudes in the background. And then I can make some effect afterwards. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna get some coffee. Cheers. All right. So this. I noticed that my line is also transparent here. So I'm gonna do the same trick. Duplicate and just merge. So make sure I have the right layers. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not sick. I'm just dust. Put his teeth more yellow. So what I was saying earlier about the transparency is that since these guys are on their own layer, what I can do now is add a layer in between and fill it with whatever color or gradient, and then I can kind of play around with that. And I think it really helps to bring out, you know, the scene better. That's probably something I'm gonna do. I'm sure I'm gonna do it. I'm not sure how exactly yet, but once I go more into detail on the next stage, I'll play around with that for sure. So for now, I just keep it the same. Black shoes. Okay. Yeah, so this is good for now. I can leave that one on for now. Oh, maybe just a scar here. Okay, so for this one, okay, I have my painting in the back. So I'll start by adding a gray tone, a gray overall tone. Most of the scene is in gray. And then again, I kind of want to work on the. You can start from the background, you can start from the front. It doesn't really matter all that much. but focus on one scene. Like I'm gonna focus on this now. So this is actually what's happening, you know. If I were to make it simpler, I didn't really need to draw the background. It just makes things more interesting. So this is really what's happening in this panel. Seeing the reaction of the other characters is really just a bonus. Hey Kevin, ça va? Content de te parler, ça fait longtemps, maudit. J'ai vu des posts de toi récemment sur des nouveaux dessins. Kevin is a very good character designer. If you're interested in him, Kevin, tu peux mettre ton site là, si jamais il y a du monde qui sont intéressés, ils vont pouvoir aller voir. Ouais, cool. Je suis content que tu sois de retour. Ouais, ça prend des breaks des fois. Là. Ah, qu'est-ce que je fais là? Ça prend des breaks, ça prend des breaks. J'avais arrêté de dessiner pendant quelques années. Ben, à part des petits sketchs. Là. As-tu un projet ces temps-ci? C'est quoi? Sur quoi tu travailles, Kevin? Ouais, mais hein. Je peux pas vraiment me plaindre là, parce que tu sais, j'ai un travail de temps plein puis c'est de la maison là. Fait que tu veux dire, j'ai été beaucoup plus chanceux que ben du monde là. Mais je sais, ouais, c'est vraiment pas facile là. Yeah, so my book, yeah. So my book is probably coming out next spring. So I'm aiming for spring. I'm really hoping because I want to be at the festival this summer, like the Montreal Comic Book Festival. Yeah, so it's gonna be my third book coming out in the spring. I don't know if you're gonna be at the festival, Kevin, but yeah, it would be nice to see you out there. Yeah, trying to catch the right color. Yeah, so it's gonna be at the. It won't be at the Parc La Fontaine this year. It's gonna be on Montréal Street and like Saint Denis Street. So they're gonna like have some kiosk on the side of the street or something like that. So of course we don't know like what's the shape it's gonna take, like, and if it's gonna be canceled. Of course it could, which would suck. But yeah. So we're still waiting for some news on that. But you know, I miss this. I miss convention. I miss meeting people. Je sais pas si tu utilises Clip Paint, là, Kevin, mais Clip Paint, c'est très cool. J'aime vraiment ça travailler là-dedans. J'arrête pas de le vanter, là, chaque fois que je fais une émission. Là. Ça m'a fait sauver tellement de temps pour les flats, là. Ah. Ah. Stupid thing again. That's the thing. If you keep making that mistake, it's so annoying. Ah. Et l'autre sur iPad, c'est quoi? C'est Procreate, je pense, qui est le gros software. Ouais, c'est sûr que c'est pas facile d'apprendre un nouveau software, mais en même temps, tu sauves tellement de temps, là, c'est que ça va vraiment plus vite là, pour ancrer. Là. Procreate, ouais, c'est ça. Mais puis en plus, regarde, je vais te montrer ça, c'est cool. Ok, tu peux avoir toutes tes pages. Tu sais, je sais que tu fais, c'est peut-être moins pour toi parce que tu fais pas de, tu sais, en tout cas, j'ai jamais vu de BD de toi là. Mais c'est sûr que tu sais, c'est vraiment axé pour la BD. Tu sais, fait que tu peux avoir toutes tes pages d'un coup d'œil comme ça. Tu sais, faire tes spreads, ça va super bien. À ce niveau-là, pour la BD, c'est vraiment cool. Puis, pour faire des flats aussi, ça va pas mal plus vite. Là. Fait que ça vaut la peine de prendre du temps pour l'apprendre. Si c'est ça que tu fais. Là. Mais tu sais, si tu fais juste du character design, je pense que Photoshop, c'est en masse correct. Là, t'sais. Je l'ai dit plus tôt dans l'émission, j'en ai fait pendant 26 ans, puis j'en fais encore pour mon travail. Fait que, je veux dire, Photoshop, c'est super. Là. J'aime beaucoup le logiciel, c'est sûr. Ben ouais, écoute, quand tu sortiras de quoi, ça va me faire plaisir de le partager, Kevin. Tu me le diras, là. Ben, tu sais, on est à la maison, puis c'est une petite vie de pépère de banlieue, là. Je veux dire, je pense pas qu'il y ait grand-chose de très excitant à partager dans ma vie, là. Moi, tu sais, j'ai mon emploi à temps plein de graphisme, là. Puis je fais, comme on avait discuté, je pense, à ton émission, là, je fais UX puis UI, donc je fais des sites internet avec mon client, le même client depuis 2014. Puis c'est pas mal ça, là. Je partage pas trop des trucs trop personnels non plus sur les médias sociaux. Là. Un peu. Ah, c'est correct. C'est le problème avec les personnages une fois comme ça. Je me rappelle plus de quoi ils ont l'air d'une case à l'autre. Trinket? Ouais, ben... Ouais, c'est tout sur le site d'ailleurs, si ça te tente de le relire, là. L'histoire au complet est sur mon site. Mais ça a beaucoup, quand même pas mal d'histoires depuis ce temps-là, là. J'ai 2 nouveaux chapitres, je pense, qui ont suivi. Fait que, tu peux aller sur le site, là. Je pense que c'est dans les commentaires, là. Ça te tente dans la description du vidéo, là. Ça te tente de rafraîchir ta mémoire. Ça, après Trinket, j'ai eu un autre short story, Mine. Ouais, c'est ça. Après Trinket, il y a eu comme un autre chapitre de Robopax. Après ça, il y a eu Mine, puis là, il y en a un autre en cours. Puis ça, c'est l'autre après. Fait que ça avance, tu sais. Ça a l'air long quand tu le fais, là, mais tu sais, avec le recul, puis tu regardes ta production, puis tu te dis, ah ouais, j'en ai fait pas mal dans le fond, là. Ah ouais, ben écoute, ça me ferait plaisir d'être ton invité encore sur d'autres podcasts. J'aime ça faire ça. J'en ai fait une couple là, aussi récemment. Là. Fait que je trouve ça pas mal le fun de parler BD puis tout ça. Là. Fait que si t'as besoin d'un invité, ça va me faire plaisir d'être là. Mais comme je te dis, là, j'ai mon. Tu sais, je pense pouvoir avoir mon livre prêt pour le printemps. Fait que si tu fais une émission à peu près à cette époque-là, écoute, ça serait cool, là. J'apprécierais l'opportunité de la présenter, là. Si quelqu'un veut entendre l'émission, d'ailleurs, est disponible sur mon site dans la section presse. Euh, Dans le fond, vous allez sur mon site, vous allez sur Press, puis je devrais avoir l'émission de Kevin ici. Elle devrait être là. Ah ouais, c'est ça, hein? C'est elle, hein, Kevin? Yeah, voyons. Ok, cool. Ah ben, ça serait cool, là. Écoute, si je peux avoir un peu de tribune pour parler de ma BD, c'est toujours apprécié, là, parce que, à dire qu'être tout seul dans mon coin, j'essaye, là, par les médias sociaux, là, mais tabarouette, là. C'est pas évident, là. Tu sais, il y en a qui ont des grosses machines de publicité. Moi, j'ai juste mes amis, dans le fond, là. Même pour les lives comme ça, j'aimerais ça des fois avoir du monde comme tu sais, parler d'un sujet ou quelque chose comme ça. Là. Fait que c'est quelque chose à regarder aussi de mon côté. Là. Fait que si jamais j'arrive à trouver un format, Kevin, peut-être qu'on je pourrais t'inviter aussi, là, faire un échange d'invitations, là, quelque chose. Là. Yep. Faudrait qu'on pourrait faire un test, ça te tente. Dans le fond, moi j'ai un channel Discord. Je pense qu'il y a moyen de partager. Je suis pas mal sûr qu'il y a moyen de partager. Ouais. Cool. Ça serait cool ça. On pourrait essayer si ça te tente faire un genre de bêta euh, bientôt là. On se reparle en message privé puis on essaie d'organiser ça là. Peut-être faire un petit test là, voir comment ça marche techniquement. Parce que je pense que c'est assez facile via via Discord là. Tu peux partager le son de ton ordinateur via le streaming. Là. Je pourrais t'expliquer un peu mes affaires. Là. On se fera un appel après. Je vais te montrer ça. Je pense qu'il y a de quoi à faire. Non, j'aime ça, Kevin. On se reparle sérieux. Là. Puis tu sais, je pense que je connais pas mal de monde qui pourrait t'intéresser aussi. Là, si on se fait une genre d'émission où on invite quelqu'un pour dessiner. Puis chaque épisode, ça peut être quelqu'un de différent. Là. Je sais qu'il y a quand même pas mal de monde, par exemple, qui ont de la misère à partager leur écran. Là. Fait que ça peut être un problème, là, mais ceux qui sont intéressés à juste venir dessiner, on peut lancer l'invitation. Là. On se fera un test, puis on verra comment ça marche. Alors, ok, fait que lui, j'avais pas coloré son vert dans le premier. Nice. So, guys, there might be a new show, like we just invented just live right now with Kevin Bouchard and me, and we're gonna try to make it happen. So, stay tuned for that. Cool. Content de te parler, Kevin. On se reparle bientôt. Merci. Passe une belle journée, une belle fin de semaine. Bon, son jus, il est genre bleu. Mais il est comme rouge sur ses culottes. Fait qu'est-ce que je devrais le mettre rouge? Why not? Je pense que ça ferait plus de sens. Yeah, I'm kind of switching French and back. I don't know. I'm just one guy here. I'm trying to reach as many people as possible. So my book was backed by an equal amount of local and international people. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I want to respect everybody. I want to give a chance to everybody to read my book, and that's it. So I'm trying my best. I cannot depend on only one group of people. That's a problem. And I want to be available for anybody who's interested in what I do. So it's a big discussion. I'm willing to entertain it with anyone. I have the best of intentions, but I know some people will have their own opinions, and that's fine. Yeah, so like this, I think the cup really stands out against the background, so that's cool. I really like that. It's a bit abstract, but it works, I think. So shoes. Okay, I'm on the wrong frame. And the show, you know what, is almost over, and it was an extra long show today. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks to Kevin to stop by and make it more interesting. So in closing, again, I really appreciate you guys being here. I love to hear from you. Just chime in the comments afterwards. If you watch this show like anytime during the week, I'm always happy to hear from you. So feel free to let me know what you think. Do you like the format of the show? Do you think it works? Do you think it doesn't? Do you think is there a problem you have in Clipping Studio that you can't figure out, or in your drawing software? I know a lot about. I don't want to show off, but as I said, I've been using Photoshop for quite a while. So if you're having Photoshop problem, I can probably help you out as well. So if you'd like to ask a question, maybe I can look into it for the next show. And I thank you for being here. As mentioned, my book is available for sale on my website. Although I am not taking all orders will be delayed until February, because I'm not going to send any book from now till February. Some family matters, but for sure, I know as soon as I am able, I will continue. I will continue sharing my book, shipping my book. Sorry, sometimes I'm drawing and I get confused, drawing and talking at the same time. So yeah, you can get my book on my website, but as I said, it's just gonna be shipping a little bit later. Again, let me show you. You can get it on the website. It's very easy. Just show shop, and then you have multiple options. You can get two of them together. You can get number 2 or number 1 by itself. When you choose a book, I give you the option of adding a sketch, write a sketch or no sketch. I charge a little extra for the time it takes me to make the sketch, but all books are signed. So if you don't care too much, you can just get it without a sketch for a bit cheaper. As I said, I have a little bit less than 50 copies of these left. So if you want one, I suggest you do order it. Otherwise, as I mentioned during the live, I will be I am fairly confident that I can get a book ready for spring. I'm trying really hard. I don't want to promise, but I am thinking that it's gonna happen. So what your if you don't want to miss out, because of course I'm gonna have a early backer thing. So if you don't want to miss out, I suggest you subscribe to my newsletter, because people there will be the first to be notified when it launches, and it's going to be a limited thing. So only those early backer can take advantage of that early backer offer, which I'm currently thinking of what it will be. I'm not sure, but I want to make something cool for you guys, because people who do all those early backers are help me so much. It's really helps to get the ball going, to create some interest. In Kickstarter, they have a thing called backed in 24 hours, something like that. So if you back your book, if you get your funding really fast, you can get more visibility on Kickstarter, which would help me a lot. So that's one reason why I do it, and the other is because I appreciate you people taking the time and spending your hard-earned money to back my little project. That's about it for the pitch, I guess. And I think I got some additional likes, so I just recognize that from Facebook. It's loading. Looks good. Oh, Facebook is slow. Sechiko. Oh, thank you, Sechiko, for the like. It's really appreciated. I miss you guys terribly. I hope we can see each other again soon. Okay, so now these two guys and the table. Okay, and then the painting, right? All right. So I can start with these guys. So layer underneath again for the colors. Working in layer is great. Only 5 minutes left, so I'm just gonna do as much as I can for the time remaining. Probably better to boost that. You see how the line is kind of open? That's why it bled out. So I just boost the close gap feature. And it's still not enough because it's really a big space. So, you know, just take a minute. And that's really laziness on my part. You know, when you're actually doing the work, you know, try to fix your line. Give yourself an easier time when you're gonna be filling in these lines. I try to close as much as I can now. Just makes things a whole lot easier. I really like Kevin's idea of a drawing challenge. I think I might enjoy that. We'll see who I can invite on these. If you're interested, drop me a note. And we'll see. I've been trying to find kind of a format for this. I've been talking with another one of my friends who would also like to participate in this, so we'll see what can happen. Two minutes to go. Something I'm figuring out is that the line of the pens, I really like to draw it. It looks cooler. But I could like maybe put some little space so that I can fill in more easily after. Just save me this extra step. I think all those little things, you know, they end up saving you a lot of time. So something I need to think about when I'm inking is just doing that little extra step. It won't take more time in inking, but it will save me some time when I'm filling in. So You got to be aware of these little things and trying to always trying to find the little things that can make your workflow faster. Like if you're doing in one book something 100 times, if you can find some way to avoid doing it and get the same result, I mean those are the little things, the little treasures that you need to hunt for to save time. I don't know that there's a specific recipe, but I think with experience you find ways to get the same result with less effort, and that's really what you want in the end. I mean, it's not about the quality of the work, because you're giving the same thing and people will appreciate it as much as they do. It's just trying those things that will change the look but will improve your speed. So closing your line and not closing them, knowing when, I think that's a big key to be able to fill in faster. Just checking my stuff. Yes, you see I think yeah. I caught it in time. Yay! That stupid line. I need to stop doing that. I think there's one way to do it, but I guess I'm a little bit lazier. You can aim for one specific layer. And say, just take into account this layer as your boundary for your fill. Then you need to set it up every time. It's really annoying. And I don't think I'm losing that much time when I actually make the mistake, compared to having to click and select which layer I want to be accountable every time. I could simplify my layouts and avoid having all those layers, but then if I need to do a correction, it's a pain, because I need to redraw some sections and stuff, and it looks bad. So just trying to balance out and make find the most efficient workflow. Did I get another like? Yeah, just from Kevin, Sachiko, and Benoit. Oh, thank you guys. It makes me feel really good when I see that. That's when I talk in the void, it's a bit eerie. It's a little bit weird, but having you guys around makes me feel a whole lot better. All right. All right. Oh, it's 33. All right. Okay, guys. All right. I've done enough for this morning. I need to cut some hair, apparently. So, in closing, I, for the 100th time, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you guys. And I hope that you will join me again next Saturday. For the last live of the year, because as I mentioned, I won't be doing any live in January. I'll be back in February. So next week is the last live of the year. And I hope you will join me and we can have a fun time and talk about comics and drawing and geeky stuff. If you have any question, the comments are open. You can post whatever weird question you have, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my knowledge. If you have anything you would want me to talk about or cover in this, when I do my drawings, maybe you have a question about flattening because I'm flattening right now. Feel free to ask it. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to find it so that you can learn more about flattening. So I can improve. And that's it. That's all I had to say. So thank you again for joining me today. And I will see you next time. Hey, take care and have a great week. Bye bye.